Hi guys, what up everybody? Welcome to Paranormal Mischiefs, our paranormal panel for every month, which we're going to try at least. What we talk about, a lot of bullshit, a lot of crap, and a lot of paranormal stuff, I hope. Um, but we're gonna start differently tonight. Because we have a special topic, which is talk of the day in the paranormal world, and I'm going to show a video and then we're gonna talk a little about it, and then we talk our topic tonight. So there we go.
Yes.
You got this, babe.
I don't like it.
That's Ghost Adventure star Erin Goodwin with wife Victoria. ET has confirmed she was arrested last week after allegedly hiring a hitman to kill him.
Hold your breath when something goes wrong because it gets spooky.
And I was just, hey, I'm gonna go look over here. I wasn't even rolling. No, I don't know.
In the arrest report obtained by TMZ, police say text messages prove Victoria was plotting Erin's murder with an inmate in Florida. She's accused of setting aside more than $11,000 for the hit and even sharing his filming schedule.
I mean, you have to do it for so long, go in and hope something doesn't happen, but usually it does, so.
The conspiracy was only uncovered when officers at the prison confiscated the inmate's phone.
This is our evidence, our ghost adventures.
Victoria has denied the charges of solicitation and conspiracy to commit murder. She's now being held on a $100,000 bond. Erin tells TMZ he was blindsided by the plot, which was allegedly first hatched last October.
Honestly, it felt like this black mass just hit me, and I was just like, whoa!
The couple married in 2022 at Disneyland's Haunted Mansion. And just last month, they posted these loving tributes on Instagram. Victoria writing, mini golf with my Valentine.
I don't want
She's
it.
definitely afraid of haunted houses, but at least it's not real ghosts. Well, there are real ghosts in here, actually.
Ah, no! Send help!
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, think about it.
Sometimes you just don't know somebody. I'm just saying.
No.
You definitely don't.
Stay single and get dogs. Stay single and have your
Yep.
dog.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
the way-
It's like, hi, my Valentine. By the way, I'm gonna have you unalived, just so you know.
Yeah, doing filming ghost adventures on location.
crazy.
That would,
Jesus,
I mean,
love-
Zach. If that happened, Zach Bagans would go to his house
I know, right?
and do an episode there. I'm just saying.
Yes.
Definitely. Definitely will.
There'll be no one to walk in and Bacon's, he'll have to walk in himself first into the room instead of getting Aaron to go in and do it. Aaron will already be in there.
Yes.
Yeah. Yep.
And he's locking Zach up.
No, right?
Probably, yeah. I hope so.
Why?
Yeah, that would be something.
It's things like that. Why don't
Definitely.
they just say, I want to end the marriage. I don't want to be together anymore. But dude, no one these days, no one gets away with murder. Like, come on.
No.
Nobody gets away with murder.
Well,
There's too much.
it depends where you
It's-
live.
Well, that's true.
I'm
That's
just
true.
saying.
But even if,
I don't know
even like
about you guys, but not here. There's too much DNA. There's no way.
that's it. That's too much to work on. And how did they find out in the first place that this had happened? That she had planned this?
According to what was said, it was an undercover, somebody undercover in jail, and they confiscated the convict's phone because of the undercover agent.
Oh my god! Why didn't you just break up with him?
Yeah,
Just
would have
say-
been a lot easier, but she probably wouldn't have any money because of that.
That's
Yes.
what I was the
Right.
money.
It's all about the money.
all about
If you're
the money.
famous, it's about money.
But if they're married, would she not get
Yeah.
half of?
Half. Yeah.
Depends on how you got married.
Yeah, so she would
Yeah,
have half the money anyway. So
unless there was a prenuptial where
Right.
she
Yes.
got divorced, there
Nothing.
wasn't.
right.
So
I think
Probably
it's
a
sick.
lot of things behind it.
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes when you say "till death do us part," some people take that pretty personal. I'm just saying.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Till
So,
it's
death
a
do us part.
shame.
I can help with that.
so what's
Yes.
going to happen to her now? She's obviously going to get time for it.
Yeah.
Oh,
Uh,
absolutely.
If
yes.
she has bad days, she probably got 50 years, something like that.
Oh,
50.
Yeah. That's a
Wow.
lot of years. Yeah, you're gonna get stuck for a
It
long
is.
time.
I mean, higher for murder.
I like the
is
law there.
No joke. Yeah.
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 I wonder
But
how.
in here in the Netherlands, if you have a conspiracy to commit murder, you'll be out within a year.
Really.
Really.
Are
That's
you
why.
sure?
And people can get away with murder here.
Crap.
Definitely.
How?
I don't want to be a dickhead, but the police, they suck. If it comes to search,
Yes, I know a case, and the police did mess up the investigation. They destroyed the evidence, and there wasn't a post-mortem, and she was clearly murdered, the girl. And the guy who did it is still open.
Is he?
they're on the loose. Yep.
Yes, and probably has his next victim.
But you see, that's what they'll do. They let them away until he's a loose cannon walking freely, and then his
Yeah.
walking along him, and then he's going to do it again. So someone's going to be grieving a daughter, a sister, a wife, a girlfriend,
Yeah.
a mother, until it happens again, and they'll be like, "Okay, now we'll get him again." I think bull crap, absolutely bull crap.
Yep.
On it, and the law everywhere, even in Ireland, the law is fucking horseshit.
Yeah.
And you have to
Breaking the law.
you have to push for it, and you have to be a pain in their arses to say, "I'm going nowhere." You have to do something. I'm going nowhere.
Yeah.
And if you kind of let it go, then they'll just pretend they don't know anything about it and let it go, hoping that you go away. Oh no, no.
Not a chance. Not a chance. Let's say hi to everybody. Well, we got Willow, of course.
Willow.
Sorry you can't be
Hi,
here.
Willow. Thanks for sharing.
With William,
Hi, William.
Hi.
of course. Noreen.
Hi,
Hi,
Noreen.
Noreen.
Yeah. I have a couple of people watching, 4 people watching, so that's pretty good for us.
Okay.
It's soon already.
Shout out.
Yeah.
It's soon.
Oh,
It's because
Yeah,
of
and we are late.
it's been shared out.
Love you, bro.
Love you too. Dang.
Our listeners and viewers know now why Scott is in the house, our paranormal jackass.
Wait till you get a load of me.
You get a personal fan club. Yes.
I'm the reason why Americans are crazy. I'm just saying.
Oh,
Ah. Well, needless to say, we had a guest last week on Saturday, and I almost didn't keep it dry, almost wet my pants because of the things he said.
Yep.
So he's also very funny.
who was this now on Saturday night?
That was Eric on Dutch van der Leen.
You know him.
Yes. He's funny as hell. He was talking about psychedelics and a bong and that kind of stuff.
I'm not saying I've
Yeah.
ever done that stuff. I cannot confirm nor deny. I'm just saying that time I was driving my car, there was a rabbit flying around, and
Well, we were talking about the Gansfield method, but they combine it with the Estes method, and they call it again the Delco experience.
Oh,
So you have white noise through the phones, flashing lights in front of you.
yep.
Mhm.
Yes, and he compared it with having a bong, so psychedelic, and then doing readings. But yeah, I had some inner laughters.
And oh my God.
Not going to explain it in the air.
You know, you guys,
No.
y'all look amazing. I'm still in my.
Oh, I didn't iron my top either. My God, I didn't iron it. I took it from the dryer. So it's all crazy. It's meant to look crazy, but I didn't.
You want Willow wants to straighten my hair.
I know.
You want me to let my hair down? Is that what you want me to do? You want me to let my hair down?
Oh, you have long hair. Yeah.
Yeah. Unlike Shane, I have hair.
Poor Shane.
I took hair. What?
Yes, he has hair. Oh my God, you look like a girl like that.
Unlike Scott, I look like a boy.
Touche, Shane. Touche.
I look like my daughter Jenna. I look like Jenna. Jenna looks like me.
Yeah. Hi, Susan.
Hi, Susan.
Well,
Oh, look who's here.
Wayne. No way.
Wow.
Nick time.
You've gotten word about that, haven't you, Scott?
I have. Wow, Nick. Nah, you're good, bro. Hold on.
It's 15 after Nick.
Right.
Oh my God. Well, Wayne was supposed to do a topic about the woolly mammoth. They are trying to revive it.
Yes. Why would you do that?
Really, I would love that. Oh, I
Dude.
would love it. I love elephants. Have a hairy one. Yeah,
Yeah.
Have you seen Jurassic Park?
I did.
Exactly. Jurassic vibes.
That's what I was thinking too.
I mean,
Yeah.
hey, look at this Velociraptor. Let's clone it.
Listen,
Listen, I'm a little guy. I'm a little guy. I can't run fast no more. I am a dinner.
Yes.
I'm saying no.
oh my God, I have 3 velociraptors. They're called chihuahuas.
One of them snores a lot.
Seriously.
So
Oh, she's
it's
a
funny because
It's-
with my 3D printer, I just got a new nozzle for it, so I got to get it put back together. And I am actually going to make the voice box of a Velociraptor
Oh,
to see if I can
No.
do that. Yeah, that is
If
actually
that works,
Oh.
bro, you have to send it over to me as well.
My
Oh,
God.
absolutely, brother.
That would be
Absolutely.
pretty. That would
My
actually.
son is
awesome
going to love
to see.
that. I swear.
That would
When
He'll
you
love
have that made, Scott, this I gotta see.
Yeah,
That
so I'm definitely going to attempt that.
Very
And
nice.
then on your head be it, if you have brought whatever from the wilderness that has never been seen in a million years into society. Scott,
Dude,
on your,
that one.
on your head be it.
See that little guy right there with the long hair who looks like a girl? He did it.
Sorry. Oh.
Hey, Jeremy and Willow. All I can say is it's not me. If you know what I
Hi,
mean.
Jerry. Oh. I'm already crying. This is.
I can just see Scott standing there as soon as I say, "Do you see that little girl, the little guy over there?" He's like, "Hi."
But first, he's coming off his bike this way, and then coming off, and then hi. Hi.
Scott, are you wearing your kilt? Scott,
Huh?
Dutch
are
person
you wearing
who
your
says
kilt?
hi.
Mint.
I means.
Colin, are you wearing your kilt, Scott?
I'm not.
No.
By the time I got home and took Aiden to my buddy's house to get his car worked on and got back, it was time to jump on.
The next one.
Next one, I promise you.
There
I
you go.
promise.
Okay, a kilt.
If you haven't seen Scott in his kilt, it is a sight for sore eyes.
I'm surprised I have not seen that yet.
Oh.
I love my kilt. I
It is-
love it. And I've always loved the kilt. And until I did Ancestry.com, I just figured it was a thing. And it turns out I'm like 39% Scottish. So that
Wow.
explains a lot.
Oh,
Love it.
Yes.
Oh, God, you're going to have Willow now on you.
So not only am I Scottish, my name is Scott. Makes
there
sense.
you go. Yeah.
I rest my case.
I rest my case.
It had to be.
He's kind of got us there.
Okay.
Well, we are supposed to talk about poltergeist. At least we try and talk about poltergeist and poltergeist activity. Has anyone ever had any experience with poltergeist activity?
They're all, you wouldn't know. I mean, I know when I was talking to my friend Jacqueline, Emerald Isle team member, she, I remember I was laying on my couch about 2-3 weeks ago, and my back door is just here. And it's about probably 2 a.m, something like that. Watching a movie, watching crime documentaries and so on, fire lit, chilling out. My back door, which is glass, started to rattle. And I thought, I must have left the door open and it's windy out. Is it windy out? No, it's not, but it was rattling. And then there was like 3 bangs, like it was hand on glass. And I'm like, shit, I didn't close the door. So I went to get up to pull it closed and lock it, but it was already pulled closed and locked. And I'm like, okay. And I mailed my neighbor on WhatsApp, and I still have it. I mailed him, I said, it's just somebody in our backyards. And me being me, I scream at the movie saying, don't do it. But Jenny did it. Jenny opened the back door. My light outside my backyard is not working, so it is pitch black. And I'm like, today's not the day, and I'm not the one, I swear. The only thing I had in my possession was 3 chihuahuas. So, I mean, they probably would have, whoever was in my backyard. But there was nobody in the backyard. And just the door was being banged 3 times. And I remember saying it to Jacqueline, and she was saying her back door was being knocked on 3 times as well. All in the space of a few weeks. Is it poltergeist? Is it someone trying to, I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I did a little research on a few things today. Well, actually, Jacqueline did and sent it on to me, and I've been running around all day. But I don't know what you would make of that, because there was nobody in the backyard. I opened the door. I was holding my breath in case I heard anybody moving in my yard. But it was bloody crazy. Crazy. And I have the messages from me to my neighbor, and he said, no, there's nobody outside. He's like a 6-foot, dude, So he looked outside. He goes, no, Jenny, there's no one out in our backyards. So I have no idea what happened. And I remember I was laying in the bathtub, relaxing. And then something fell from the top of the bathroom cabinet and fell on the floor beside me. Beside the door. These things, me being me, would put it into it happened. But the back door, I cannot make out what that was. And I find in the last few weeks, activity, whatever, has died away in my home, it's been picked up again. I don't know, maybe there's a lot of emotions and everything that's going on, that it's, I don't know, heightened that these things are happening again. I know I did a recording yesterday.
Energy shifts.
It is. I think it is. And I did a recording yesterday and I listened back to it last night. And I sent some of the messages on to Jacqueline, where you can hear a female and then you can hear a male, the typical male, saying my name, which he hasn't said in months, since last year here in my home. And the name. But then again, when you rationalize things too much, or you think it didn't happen and it's my ears playing tricks. I just don't know. I'm at that stage now where I'm always strict, but now I'm kind of not believing what I hear anymore, even though it's there. I'm finding it hard to believe, if that makes sense. I don't know. I do not know.
I can understand where you're coming from, but if you send it to, let's call Jacqueline, and she hears the same thing, you cannot deny it anymore for yourself.
Yeah, I said nothing to her. I said nothing to Jacqueline, and she said, yes, I can hear I can hear something when you're talking and someone else is talking. You can hear this other voice being like a whisper, but it sounds like a whisper to us, but enough that it was different and it wasn't me and my people that I had here in my home.
Yeah, exactly.
I just don't know. I'm kind of doubting it, which is I'm in that pathway. It's not crazy. I'm in that pathway.
With everything that's going on, that's not crazy.
Yeah. I think I'm going fucking
Look,
crazy.
see? Sorry, it's my twin. See?
Like you're like sisters.
Spitting image.
Dude, that's mean. She wants to hear you guys talk. She's excited about your guys' accent.
Where are the headphones? What's her name? Is she there? Hello. Hi, I'm Jenny from Ireland.
Hi.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
We're good. We're good. A little crazy, but we're good.
No, you look great.
How are you?
I could tell.
That's my little twin. She acts like her dad too. Poor kid.
Lovely.
So I have to ask, mint, is that how you say?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
What's that say?
Let's translate. He asked why we are trying to prove it, that there are spirits. I have to reply in the same way. There always be people who, one, doesn't believe it, and because of intelligence, their spiritual background, intellect, their level of education, and some people are scared because they have a fucked up life, and if there is life after this, it can be as fucked up as this.
And I think that's a lot of the reason why a lot of us do that. It's just not about knowing if there's a ghost or something, but we want proof if there is life after death. And I think that's what attracts a lot of us to it. We want to know if there is.
Yeah.
The fact that people are being set aside as crazy when they see certain things.
Yes, but
not crazy.
We are. Yeah.
We're crazy.
Go ahead.
Look at Nick. Look at Nick. And Nick's crazy. I'm just saying.
100% all the way.
I'm live, sitting in the corner
You go ahead, Shay. Go ahead.
Oh, no. Go ahead, Nick. Go ahead.
Basically, all I was going to say was, I definitely agree with a lot what you were just saying, Scott, just knowing that there definitely is a type of life after death that follows. And, another thing, too, to point out, see, in all my encounters I've had, it's kind of, at times, hard to distinguish, exactly, I guess you want to say, because some people consider them two separate entities, which is exactly a ghost, in which is a poltergeist, despite the term noisy ghost. And but I think now that we're starting to get more exposed to it, for lack of a better term, I'm with you on that, Scott. Would be certain there's definitely life after death that follows for us, for all of us.
Yeah.
Yeah, and if it is in a different dimension or somewhere, I don't know where, but there is. There was one guy who, I think it was Einstein. Everything is energy,
Yeah.
and energy changes but never get lost. So that's all we need to know. And where we go, that's the interesting thing. Is an other dimension? Is everything at the same time?
True.
That's it. We were
Yeah.
talking about a show I did on Sunday night, myself, Chris, and Jacqueline. We did a show on Sunday night, so it was an open panel, and we could talk about anything. And the topic, which we didn't know at the time, was religion. So somebody doesn't believe in hell, and they'll go to heaven and whatnot. And I think that maybe there's, with a lot of conversation, maybe there isn't a heaven or hell. Maybe it's just one big club. So you have the cool people on one side and the arseholes on the other side. But there's no heaven and hell. That I don't know and because we're just made of energy and it never dies, and from being, and all of us being part of the paranormal world for many years, we know what we've captured. We know what we've heard and seen. So I have no doubt in my mind what I have captured and seen and heard. I have no doubt. I still question it, still figuring it out, but that whole thing was religion based of where do we go, what do we do? And I'm thinking maybe it's just a big club. You get to the in club, or you get to you're not cool enough and you're an arsehole and you're alive, and so you go to the gang that nobody wants to hang out with, something like that. So that will be your heaven and hell. If that makes sense, it makes sense to me that maybe it's just one big plane and we go to the same plane, but you have the outsiders on one side and the right. Maybe it just makes sense to Jenny.
I think one of my favorite things is Keanu Reeves and Constantine. There's a quote in there. The one lady says, "I don't believe in the devil," and he says, "You should." And she asks why, and he goes, "Because he believes in you." And to me, that's an all-time quote. I mean, if you believe in heaven, but you don't believe in hell, and this is just my theory, nobody else's, then there's something wrong, because there's good and there's evil. I mean, there's got to be something out there to balance. Because look, like Jeremy and Nick's good, where I'm massively crazy evil. I don't care what anybody says. So they got to balance me out. I'm just saying.
That's why I'm very in high balance as well.
But you know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm not saying I don't have a good heart. I have a good heart. I know Nick has a good heart. I know. I think Jen does. I don't know. I'm gonna. I'm gonna find out when I go over to Ireland.
Listen.
And when I come to you guys in the Netherlands, but I think we all have good hearts, but it makes me wonder if you are evil and you die, do you become that poltergeist? What do you think? Would you guys be able to, or you're just malevolent? You're just an evil spirit.
Oh,
I have a list.
She's like, I got a list, bro. Don't worry, I got a list.
Yes, no worries.
I don't know if you are per definition evil here. If you're like a killer or somebody who is a psychopath or something, I think you do turn out to be a malevolent spirit. Yeah. I don't know what's per definition a poltergeist. Because in my definition book, a poltergeist isn't automatically bad.
Right. Well, I mean, they are known to be mischievous, but that's
yes,
as far as they've ever really gone.
right? There's good, there's bad, and then there's evil. So the good, bad, and downright psychotic evil. Like
Yeah.
the brain needs to be examined as into what was not wired that you kind of did what you did. Like
Right.
nobody in their right minds would do that, whatever they would do. And there's a lot of very, very bloody sick people out there, and the most infamous murderers in history. And there's Poltergeist as well. One, oh my God, there was a movie when I was younger and I watched it and it stayed with me forever to this day. And I've kind of watched it once when I was a young child. My sister put it on. Oh, I think it's called The Entity.
The Entity.
Oh,
yeah.
oh my God. Yes.
No, and no. And it stayed with me. And this is why I have 5 dogs in my bedroom. Like, fuck off.
See, I'm going to be honest with you, Jenny. If I knew that you've seen The Entity, I know it was like about 2 years ago or probably even 3 now, that I did a Nick Files episode on the true case behind the movie of The Entity.
Yes.
And it's just...
Oh, I watched it.
Oh, you did see? Okay, good. Yeah, and you remember it was probably a lot more frightening than the movie.
I remember saying it to you. I said I cannot wait for this show because this movie was crazy, madness, and when they moved, it moved with them.
Yep.
And I thought, and then when they went camping, it went with them, and oh Jesus, take the wheel! It frightened. There's no movie that would beat that for me. That's a big no-no. Big no-no for me.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
She gets raped by this entity.
She does.
as well,
Yes.
right?
It does.
2 times.
Okay, that's what I thought.
It's supposed to be an incubus, but
Right.
it's probably, I would probably describe it as the most extreme paranormal movie to really exist out there because it's not just like your typical haunted house film. Which, if you kind of think about it too, there's even kind of an Amityville connection to it because not only is there kind of a partial similar side, ironically enough, one of the kids from the original Amityville horror films, the little girl, she's also in this movie too. And that just came out like 2 years after Amityville. But this movie, unlike many others, they just go to the extreme, like with these sexual assault cases. And it's like,
right.
And normally I cannot stand usually watching movies with scenes like that, but it's like it was one of the few cases like you're horrified by it, but you just can't turn your eyes away from it because you have to admit though at the same time from looking at it from behind the scenes, the effects in that movie were absolutely amazing.
Wasn't it? And I to this day and age, I will not shower in the house by myself. One of my daughters has to be here. I will never ever shower in the house. If my children are not living here for a month, I don't shower for a month. I never shower.
You're kidding.
As God is my judge, I will never shower unless there's somebody in the house. Because of this movie.
I live on my own for 15 years. I have to shower because otherwise I can't go in the car with Shane.
I just won't do it. And it stayed with me, and it put the fear of it just was crazy. I know my twin now, when she lived in UK, and she lived in herself and her now husband lived in this home with their boss, beautiful home. She had horses and whatnot. They had a poltergeist in the house, and they named him Hank. And it seemed to have followed this lady who owned the house. But Hank was a friendly poltergeist. Now he has done things. Even when my twin told me, and I'm like, Vicky, don't. But I was intrigued and a little bit jealous that I wasn't there to see it. So when the pub across the road, when it was our birthday, she's in the UK. When they went to the pub across the road, you could throw a stone and hit the pub. It's that close, literally across the road. When they came back home, there was a stack of coins, and they were all stacked up on the lampshade. All stacked up on the lampshade, balancing, just like a regular lampshade, like I can't see it from here, but just a regular lampshade, and the coins were all stacked up in the sizes, stacked up on the lampshade. So they say, okay, the fireplace, those thick wooden fireplaces, was so high up, you couldn't put anything on it. It's too high up. But Vicky's birthday cards was all placed up on the mantelpiece, which was high up that you'd have to kind of get a chair and stand up on it. And Vicky would say, "Oh, thank you, Hank. Thanks, Hank," and so on. So when my other sister went over to visit my twin in London, they were outside having a few drinks and whatnot, and you'd have to go through the kitchen to go into the living room. The TV was off. They left, turn the TV off, the TV would come back on. And my brother-in-law, Noel, would say, "Hank, that's enough." He'd turn the TV off, the TV would turn itself back on. So this happened all the time. And then there was one time when Noel, my brother-in-law, walked from the living room back into the through the kitchen into the backyard. This bit gets me hard. And I'm like, and I know Vicky, obviously I know her. She was scared to tell me, she was scared as she was telling me that the chairs were on top of the table, were on top of each other.
Dang.
And Noel had walked in. It sounds like a movie. Noel had walked in, and Vicky, he went out onto the balcony, and Vicky knew something happened because he was like white as a ghost, pardon the pun. He was white as a ghost. And every night they'd go to bed, they would hear as if things were being thrown down the stairs, constantly thrown down the stairs. And my sister, who went over to visit them, on the last day, she said to them, "Is there anything in this house?" And Vicky said, "Yes, but we didn't want to tell you." And my sister said, "I knew it because she had cold sweats one night. She put the sheet over her head and felt somebody was in the room with her." But Hank just seems to be friendly. Everywhere she goes, he goes with her. They have not seen each other in years and years and years. So I would like my sister to contact this girl again to find out if things are still happening, even though it's well over 15, 20 years. I would, maybe even more. I'd love to know. So there's friendly poltergeists that can move stuff, and there's poltergeists that are malevolent.
Yeah.
Okay. And that's what I was curious. And I just want to let you know, my flight leaves out tomorrow. I will be there Friday, and you'll be able to shower then. So, I'm a good friend. I help out like that. So,
I need to throw off the lamp.
We can see Nick now. So
yeah, I was trying to exit out. I'd brighten up a bit.
I don't know if I've ever had been in the presence of a poltergeist. I mean, unlike anybody else, I've had some weird experiences, but I don't know, because I know like you guys said, there's a good and there's bad. The one investigation I did at my buddy Chris Daniels' house when I was first getting into the paranormal, me and Bart Berry was in the basement of Chris's house. Chris lived like 200 feet from a cemetery. But we're doing an EVP session in the bottom of this basement, and Bart's standing next to me, and all of a sudden, well, on the other side of the basement is like an old bird cage with the hanger that you hang on, and something literally picked up a rock and chucked it and hit that bird cage. I looked at Bart. He looked at me. He's like, "Did you do that?" I'm like, "No." "Did you do that?" He's like, "No." So that was probably one of the weirdest experiences where I've actually heard something get thrown across the room.
Wow. That's crazy.
Of course, at the time of that happening, upstairs, they were using a Ouija board, and at the time I didn't even know it.
Holy Jesus. Okay.
So
okay.
that was probably one of my first paranormal experiences I had.
Wow.
Cool.
Yeah. It was a good thing Bart was with me, because I probably ran upstairs. I ain't lying.
Yeah. I can remember a certain was it a live feed with you?
Hey, listen, I'm a little guy, and I'm not waiting around, dude. Yeah, it was a live feed, and I have that video.
I have to find that video now.
I have that
That was this close of wetting myself. This close.
video. Dude, I am lying.
Oh my god.
Funny as hell.
Yeah.
I was in the basement of an old funeral home. Of course, I'm not gonna go see what that was. Not happening.
Hell no, bye.
Yeah. It's kind of that movie, don't do it, but you do it.
But
So I did it. I ran into the other room. It could have been a zombie.
Scott, they're always claiming that the paranormal are the firemen of the paranormal world. Where people go out, we supposed to go in.
What?
Oh no,
Yeah.
it's
no.
everybody for the no. Listen. I'm still young. It's everybody for themselves. You go see what that was. I'm gonna be safe in the other room. So if it attacks you, I know I'm good.
I'd go in, but I'd have someone go in first. And then, Jacqueline, you go in first, girl.
You go first. You let me know what's in there.
You got it. I mean, like, the Irish bacon. You go in
I'll
first.
be right behind you.
Yeah. I'm just getting something from the bag. You go in and let me know what it's like. Or you go in.
Not twice if it's safe. Cool, I'm coming.
On the outside, I'll be waiting. Or you just throw a cat in. Now people say, animal people don't come for me because I work in rescue. Put a cat in. If the cat goes crazy, you don't go in. If the cat kind of like cool looking.
No, not a cat.
I've got three of them that no, Toby would actually destroy whoever's in there.
Find that video.
Destroy them in there. But it's kind of like the old school. If you didn't have a K2 or if you didn't have a REM pod or anything like that, and I've said this for years, even back in the 12th dimension day, that I'd say, like, you go in with a cat in a carrier as your K2, if it goes off.
Like the mine workers took a bird.
Don't go in.
People are going to tell me, like, Penny, you have animals, you have cats, and I'm like, I do, and they're all spoiled. But it's kind of like, if the cat goes crazy, well, then in the cat carrier, then there's something there. But I have 5 dogs and 3 cats, and I think they're all broken. Like, yeah.
I'm looking to see if I can find that video for Shane.
Oh yeah.
So I can
Only for Shane.
No, I can put it in live.
Yeah, you can put it in your life.
And then we see Scott running.
Yep.
Oh yeah, you see me running. All right.
That just reminded me of another video, another investigator who has like a funny video involving an investigation. Is you guys know? Well, because we've shown, I don't think it should be bad if I say who it was. Well, I know you know it. I think most of us do. David Childers. Did you ever?
Yes. Yes.
Did you guys ever see that video of when he was going down the stairs and he like fell across? You ever see that video? It is so damn funny.
Many outtakes of David Childers on the ship and then walking down. I think they could hear a voice or something like that, but he was walking on the ship. Yeah, there's many of him. His outtakes are just.
Yeah, it's like he skips a step. He kind of
and then he's right
up, but then he just gets back up, dusts himself off, and just walks off like nothing happened.
Oh my God!
There's so many of David. There's so many of David on it.
Oh,
so many. He's very funny.
It's been a long time since I've seen that video, but it is hilarious as hell.
And that's the best thing is if you get outtakes on camera and you can share them with people, that's absolutely amazing.
That's the best.
Yeah. It really is.
That's real. It's real. It's real what happens,
Yes.
Yeah, they should make a 10-minute video of all those clips of people. I give you an idea, Nick.
I was going to do a show on outtakes of investigations, just outtakes. The language, I tell you, there's times that we would hide behind the wall and I'm filming, and somebody would walk up and you jump out of them, and the language would. It's worse than me. The language have to be bleep 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 bleep. It's worse than me.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Worse than me.
There's actually a video. I wish I'm gonna have to figure out if someone still has. I have not seen this in like 15 years now, but there's. I wish they could have sent me a copy of it. But we did an investigation at a location called Ethel's Party in downtown Chicago, which it was a former funeral home, but it became a bar. It's like right off the edge of the Chinatown area of Chicago. Oh. Sadly, this bar it closed down years ago, so it hasn't been used in years. But one of our last investigations we had at Ethel's Party was we went. I was down. I went for party investigation. I went downstairs to the basement, and it's a pretty wide base. I mean, it's like when you're in the actual bar area, it's a relatively small area, but the basement itself was probably a good couple thousand feet. I mean, it feet wide. I mean, it was pretty wide, and so. I don't remember if I was actually looking for something or if I was just trying to get back to where I was, but for whatever reason, I was the only one down there. And I don't know why to this day I didn't have a flashlight with me. I couldn't see a damn. It's complete dark. It's pitch black down there, except for maybe some flames that were coming out like out of the heater. But for the most part, I can't see a damn thing. And I'm walking, trying to get back to where I was. What I didn't realize, and this was later shown at a meeting that we had, this was the old team I was a part of, was, like how when you're on a night vision camera, you're a lot brighter yourself.
Right? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, we got to show you this video, Nick. And I watch, and there you could see me. That's like coming up towards the camera. I'm getting brighter as I'm getting closer to it. And then at one point, I pass by the camera, and it's like. Nothing else going on, and before you know it, I don't even know how I didn't even feel it. All of a sudden, the camera gets knocked down. Accidentally.
I remember. You ever be out there on the investigation, and all of a sudden, you don't realize there's a camera behind you?
Yeah.
You're just standing in front of the way, kind of do this and that. I do that so many times, and I'm just like. People are like, you're in front of the camera. And I'm like, oh, what's up?
I used that for students. I told them, if you film and you put it on a tripod, don't put it in front. Don't go standing in front of that tripod because you won't film a thing.
Right.
Yes. And I told him that. I'm like, don't do that because we won't see a thing. And I was like, that's imagine if, like, someone there with my EVP recorder. I'm like, dude, you're standing in front of the camera.
And that's what I started using. Those glow sticks?
Yeah, the glow sticks. Yeah.
Yes.
Put them around your tripod because I tell you, the many times I've almost broken cameras, and then we're live at one stage, and then Jenny turns into her Irish language, bleep bleep bleep, and it's live, and it's like what you see is what you get, and the bleeps are just flying from my mouth, some
So they too like this talk about like if there's not realizing there's a camera in front. Can you imagine? It's not too like if you were like flicking someone off, you were intending to, but not realizing you're right in front of the camera.
But you know what, Joey? I ordered. Do you know what I got on Temu as well? The good old Temu. It's like sellotape, but it's luminous. So you have it's great stuff. It's great. So if you can put it on the floor or you wrap it around the legs of your tripod, because when it gets enough light, and it would because you're carrying out in the daytime and so on, then you just wrap it around the legs of the tripod. So it is great stuff. That or the glow sticks. And you just put them around. They're great. I use them all the time. And even steps in darkness, put them on the steps where you know where you're going. It's great stuff.
Perfect.
It's great. And then what we used to use them for as well, say for parties, This is going back a few years ago. At parties, we would break the glow sticks, cut them open, and put them all over our skin. It wasn't great at the time. Turn the lights off. We were dancing. Oh my God.
Oh yeah.
Brilliant. Oh my God. Those days were fun. Not those days, probably about 40 years ago, 5 years ago, something like that. But for professional use, for investigations, please put them around your equipment. And not
Absolutely.
and then when you finish with them, you can party afterwards with them. Cook them. And
Oh,
put them-
absolutely.
They're deadly. They're brilliant. I love them. But so I always have, and they're very cheap. You can get them anywhere. Very, very cheap. Get them
They
anywhere.
are.
Absolutely. And they come in, like people spending ridiculous amount of money on equipment. You got this, got that. Cheapy things, bloody cheap things that saves your equipment, saves your language, saves your footing, and put them around your equipment. The luminous sellotape, it's thick as well, and it's great. I these little things, little knickknacks, and then the cat balls on the floor. Who puts cat balls on the floor and why? Oh, do you? Why?
Yeah, I do.
That's
I try to get them. I try to get something paranormal to move it.
Well,
Plus,
yeah.
I have ADHD, so that keeps me busy too.
But when you're walking them and you trip on them and you stand on them, then Jennifer sings her beautiful language of language.
Yes.
Absolutely. It's kind of like,
But that's good for the takeouts again.
huh?
That's good for all the blooper videos again.
It is. It really is.
Let me tell you, there's a lot. There's a lot.
Gave me an idea. If you want a video made of all of you guys and all the takeouts, send them over.
Oh, we will. Oh my
I'll
goodness.
make
Will you bleep the language out?
I can, yeah.
Okay.
A lot of bleep.
bleep, 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 bleep.
It could be a lot
Yeah.
of-
They're kind of outtake. I mean, it's not really a video, but it was involving pictures, and I might have told this story before, but I'll say it anyway. This was like over 10 years ago now. We did an investigation at a location called the Rossville Opera House. Sadly, another place that's been closed down, but really cool place to invest. They closed it down because the owner, sadly, he passed away almost 10 years ago. So the fate of the Opera House, it's kind of up in the air. But when we investigated, it was a really cool place, with the activity they had. But there was one time where like any group, we were taking a break from the investigation, and I was upstairs, which was where one of the lights was lit up, and after whatever I was doing, I go back down and meet up with everyone else, and one of the guys, he literally comes running into the room, and he's like, "Guys, you're not gonna believe what I just got. I got this shadow figure like standing like in the hallway," and of course it got all of our attention immediately, like any of us would. And I look at the picture for a second, and then I look at him, and I'm like, "I'm sorry to disappoint you, but that's me that you caught there." I mean, it's like, oh, yeah, seriously, expect me to believe it. That's clearly my shadow standing against the wall in the room. And he's like, "Well, the guy has like a cowboy hat and stuff." Oh, it's like, and he's holding a gun too. I'm like, I've been wearing. Hey, I don't wear a cowboy hat, but I've been wearing my cap for all nights. That's my hat to begin with. And the supposed gun that's in this figure's hand, that was me holding my phone. It was, we had a good time that night.
Those when you think you've got something, and then you're told like it's me or it's XYZ, and it's good. It's great to debunk, and it's great that you can find out who it was or what it was that you can debunk. But it is a pain in the arse too. I remember kind of putting down in the museum, and I had these this children's toy. You know those shapes you put in to a wooden.
Oh yeah.
Shapes in. So I was putting the shapes in. We had the camera on it when we were setting up and whatnot. When we looked back at the camera, we were like, "Oh my God, the shape has been taken out. The shape has been lifted up and taken out." So we looked back at the camera while we were setting up and whatnot. It was me who forgot to put it in, and we thought we had something. But it was just having camera work that you can look back and because otherwise we would have thought one of the children took it out and so on. It's the best thing about it. It's great to debunk, but little bit, annoyed that it wasn't something that we thought it was. And I find.
Go ahead, Jay. Sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead. No, go ahead, Nick.
I was just going to say, sometimes you also got to take some debunking with a sense of humor to it.
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely.
Even when you're disappointed, at least try to laugh about it.
Yeah.
Do you find when you're in location and you have your camcorder set up and so on, and does it turn itself off? Do you get anything on it? I know there's one particular location that I have gone to many years, and I had my camcorder standing on the tripod. I had it plugged in, so there was no excuse for the battery to run out or for it to turn off. And I had toys and REM pod and a recorder and so on left on the stone staircase. When we went back to that area, the bowl had been to the bottom of the floor. Now, the stone stairs are very unlevel, so we kind of put it into a little cusp of where the stone was, there was a depth in it. Put the bowl in it so it's not going to roll itself. So when we kind of went back to that area about an hour or two later, the bowl was at the very bottom of the floor. We were like, oh my God, that's brilliant. We got it on video. The camera had turned off. It's plugged in, turned itself off.
Yep.
Right. And then when I listen back to the recorder, you'll hear the ball being pushed, rolled, hit off the REM pod, and bounce down off the stone floor steps onto the bottom floor. Camcorder that was plugged in was off.
Yeah.
You guys ever go through your phone to look to find something and realize you got way too much crap on your phone?
Yes.
It was like my thumb. I'm getting a cramp in my thumb. Just there. Is that it? No, that's not it.
Yeah, I got like 1,000 pictures from like over the last 5
years.
1,000.
Yeah, I mean seriously, I got to get rid of some of these pictures.
Yeah, I'm the same. My old phone, I think, about has 30,000 pictures on it, on videos and everything else on it. Do you ever find that on the location that cameras? And this is why people talk so much more about EVPs. And I remember having a guest on my show before, and they said, what's the most common thing in paranormal? And I say, EVPs is what we get. Everyone gets. But camera is a lot harder.
Yeah.
Do you find when you have the camera on, they're not going to play ball with you? They're not doing anything. Some, if you're lucky, you'll get it. You'll get the creme de la creme.
Yes.
But EVPs are more stronger, I find, than video footage, because I don't know why.
It's easier than to show yourself, I think. I think it's an energy thing.
Yeah.
Right.
It costs way more energy to show yourself than to just try to speak to someone.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
It's like, it's always, and I'm sure I'm not the first to say this, of course, it's always the best experiences or proof of the paranormal that never get caught on camera. I mean, yeah, you get your moments every now and then, like obviously the show Paranormal Caught on Camera has proven that. Those, as I would usually say, those are the lucky ones. Everybody
Yeah.
case, I would say about a good 95% at least don't ever get it on camera. And that's, I can even throw a quick example out from that. And again, this is probably one I've said before, but when Tom McNicholas and I, when we investigated with Mike Ricksecker, actually, with down in Alton, Illinois, in the southern part of the state, back in 6 years ago in 2019, in the Mineral Springs Hotel, which Alton, Illinois, of course, one of the most haunted small towns in America, and we saw a full body apparition of a little girl that just materialized. But the strangest thing was, and I often question what happened if we had this all on camera. All of us saw something different, involving this little girl entity. Because, like, from what I saw her materialize. Like, first her little shoes appeared first, and then it's like she started materializing from then on. But Tom, on the other hand, or Mike, on the other hand, he saw the torso first materialize, and then the rest showed up. So I mean, in the end, we all saw the same entity, but it's like she had different ways of appearing towards us according to our eyes.
Yeah.
So that's what I wondered for the longest time. Like, what? And again, we all did have cameras, but none of us took a picture or were recording. We just had them in our hands, and we were just so stunned at what we were seeing. But again, I question if she was captured on camera, like which type of way that she would have appeared would she have looked like on camera? That's what I really wonder.
Yeah.
Oh, guys,
I found it.
Give me one. Don't play that yet.
Found it.
Give me 1 second. I need to run to my daughter for a second, guys. Just 1 second. Sorry.
Do your thing, girlfriend.
Well, actually, I just want to throw this out too because I didn't really get to answer Shane and Mary. I didn't get to answer the question about when it comes to poltergeists. So I just wanted to throw that out real quick.
Yes, please do, brother.
Yeah.
I don't know if I've actually really had like a full-on encounter with poltergeists. I mean, again, going by the original name, noisy ghosts, I've certainly heard them more than actually. In my 20 years that I've been doing this, I don't know if I've actually really seen like items or like, being moved or thrown around or anything like that. Although the closest I've heard to, I've heard bangs, knocks, just all sorts of different sounds. So if you want to kind of call it basically a true encounter with a poltergeist for myself, then so be it. But that's probably as close as I've ever gotten to an actual poltergeist, is at least hearing the sounds, not actually seeing things move.
Well,
I've seen things move.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, actually, in this home, and in my former home, but it was known to be haunted. One evening we were jamming with a guitar, sitting around in the living room. One of them smoking a bong, and we heard a loud. Yeah, sorry, that was so bad. But we heard a big bang, and at that same time, all my paintings in the living room came down from the wall.
Wow.
Dang.
And none of them were broke. But it was a loud bang as never heard such a loud thing. And here in this home, it was an eyeliner and a mascara. I had it on my TV shelf. And it was there for a year because I was lazy to take it with me to the bathroom. That's around the corner. But it was laying there. I was watching, Ghost Adventures because I couldn't sleep. And I heard a clicking noise and they both came off the shelf on the ground. And I had something like beep, 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 beep. Yeah. And that were the only 2 times I think I've seen actually move anything.
In my house, it's a different story because I have a house ghost, as we call him. It's an old man. He lived here. This is a former resident. But he used to open and close the doors for my kids because when they were little, we didn't have a staircase or anything. A gate in front of it so my kids can walk up or something or walk down for the guard. But the oldest one always leaves doors open when he walks through. He's born in the hospital. They went automatically, so that's probably the reason why.
Absolutely.
But the ghost always closed the door behind him or opened it when it was necessary and something like that. It doesn't do it now. I do have to say that. But my kids are old enough, probably because of that. I never got it on camera. Every time I wanted to do it on camera, he didn't do it.
Never does it.
Exactly. No, not on camera.
No.
And that reminds me of... We had one investigation, and we all heard a disembodied voice recorder on I ran to the voice recorder and a clip from 5 minutes. I played it back. There was nothing on it. Not even the cars who came by. Blank. And the file is still 5 minutes.
Dang.
That's
Wow.
We were doing an investigation for a lady named Susan Blair, and me and my at the time case manager Leona was upstairs in their bedroom doing an EVP session, and we actually heard a growl, and it kind of startled me. And of course, I don't know where the footage would be now because it's probably been probably close to 10 years ago, but man, that was probably one of the most experiences, because a weird experience I ever had, because I was expecting a dog or something. I was like, oh, but there was nothing there. Nothing.
I have we were in the local forest here, which I still have to go back to because I have some unfinished business there. But we were using the laser grid, and we had this distinct feeling that somebody was there, not a living being, just something was there, and it was a dark presence because it didn't feel good. And all of a sudden, I saw in the corner of my eye, I saw something move, and at the point I was looking that way, I saw the laser go black completely. It was gone. I saw it go by. The laser was back on. I was like, did I just see that correctly? Well, we had it on camera because it was stuck on the camera. So
That is
we do have the footage. But that wasn't all. We were done. We were like, okay, that's it. It doesn't feel good. We need to go. This doesn't feel good. We packed up the tripod. We moved it away, put it down again because we were still busy packing. The laser was still on.
Oh, really?
And as soon as we were looking at that way, all of us, who were 5 of us or something, we looked at the laser and we were like, okay, we have to pack that up because it's still on. And as soon as I said we have to click it off, it went completely black.
Oh,
Dang.
Completely black. That was creepy as fuck.
Yeah.
That was a moment I was like, oh, fuck. What the
Oh, yeah, dude.
that is kind of one of those moments.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have a laser grid as well, and you have to push a button, and then it goes on, and you can change the grid in it.
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah, and we were doing an investigation here in Arnhem where the German soldiers were stationed and that kind of stuff. And it began flickering, but in Morse code.
Oh, no.
Strange as hell. And
That
we
is
tried
one
to
place I
do
wanna
it
go.
again and again and again, and it didn't happen again. I went with Shane, and the laser grid didn't do anything strange,
Nope.
but it went completely in Morse.
Yeah.
Yeah, Arnhem is one place I want to go to. I mean, especially with Market Garden, when the Allied soldiers come in, they all drop, and they thought it was going to
Yes.
be easy, and it wasn't. Yeah,
Yeah, I have to admit it was during that period. So we have natural triggers, planes coming over, they're actually practicing. So it starts the 16th and it ends 9 days later, the 25th. And during that period, there's a lot of activity in the area. So the trigger objects, they're flying around. Perfect. And in that time, we had the Morse code. And it was crazy, absolutely crazy. And that was also the same time when we get German voices on the voice recorder and voice box.
that would be, for me, that would be amazing, because
Yeah.
I'm such a World War II buff anyways.
That makes 2 of us. And
Oh,
just
Nick, you're a buff of everything.
well, yeah. Well, the reason why I even say that actually is because
Yeah.
I know I've told you, Jenny. I'm not sure if I told the rest of you guys about this, but I've been in contact with another international paranormal group from Norway, Norwegian ghost hunters, and I contacted one of the team members, and I just simply asked them, just out of curiosity, saying, you know, out of all the investigations that you guys have gone to throughout Norway and also Sweden, have you investigated any locations, you know, associated with World War II? Because I realized that when you look at a lot of the, you know, a lot of things about World War II, it's like when it comes to, like, in this case, like, let's say Norway and Sweden, you don't really hear too much about them as often, like,
Right.
you know, France, Germany,
Right.
UK, etc. So I was kind of curious, like, what Norway and Sweden would have to offer. And the team member who got back to me, she said they've investigated quite the amount. They said they definitely have a couple of haunted battlefields out in their areas, and their additional primary location examples, once again, where the Allied forces fought the Germans during World War II. So might be something to look at. That, again, this is why I love focusing on the lesser known locations, that there's a lot of locations out there that, like we talked about the other night, Jane, that saying you would just, if you looked or you heard me talking about these, you'd be thinking to yourself, how come we knew these locations years ago? That kind of thing. That's kind of what really fascinated me when the Norwegian ghost hunters got back to me about the locations they've gone to.
Hey, I have to brag real fast. I just found a really cool thing on my computer. So, you know, I asked about Mint, and you guys translate. I right-clicked on, is it a he?
He,
yes.
Okay, and I right-clicked and copied everything, or I highlighted what he was saying.
Yeah.
Right-clicked on it, and I can translate. My computer translate what he's saying.
Oh, really?
Well,
really?
Did you?
Yes. So that says.
Will mine do it? Oh,
Yep, do that.
Oh, mine will do it too. Hold on.
Yeah, isn't that awesome?
Let me see. How did you do that, Scott?
So I highlighted what
Mint
said. I highlighted what he was saying, and I right-clicked it, and it says translate, and I push translate.
Oh,
And
mine's not
what,
doing it.
what you just posted. Yeah, dude, that is awesome.
That is awesome.
Dude, I'm telling you what, man. And yeah, dude, that is so cool.
I should have done that a long time ago, because on one of those shows, we've had a viewer who doesn't really speak English very much. In fact, another investigator from another part of Europe in Bulgaria, and he's reached out a few times, but obviously he's speaking Bulgarian. So oh man, I wish I could have known about that sooner.
Dude, it is amazing.
That's
I feel
awesome.
The old guy just figured something out. So high five.
Are you doing it? Mine is not doing it. Let me see.
Yeah, you just got to click right click, and then there's a feature that says translate to English.
Oh, does mine thing translate to
Irish?
Dutch?
Translate to leprechaun.
Sure, to be sure.
Oh, say it again.
Sure.
Hey, Shane, I did send you 2 videos.
Yeah, I was trying to play the first
No,
one.
you're good. I didn't know if you heard me.
I'm busy. I'm coming.
It worked.
There we go.
Good, bro.
I have it. It worked. It worked. Yay, it worked.
Oh, here we go.
Holy shit, that just scared the fuck out of me. Language, by the way. God damn. I think I just shit my pants. Can you say my name? What the fuck? Holy shit, that just scared the fuck out of me.
And I know the other video as well. I know the other video as well. I've seen this
So
one.
the other video, that was me. Okay, that was me. This is my son. Here's the difference between me and my son.
Yeah. Let's see. There we go.
I remember.
Your ass.
I
Me,
remember
I'm,
that video.
I'm taking off. My son, he's fighting.
I
So,
remember that video. That was
yeah.
funny.
So, Vicky Hilliard was down in the basement where I was doing my live, and he found a parking cone and held it up and went "Rrrr," like that through it. So, and it made that sound. So that's why I took off. But there was a table, an old wooden table down at the basement of the Bell Mansion, and it's an old heavy wooden table, and I thought that thing had gone across the room because I was like 10 feet from it. So I wasn't going to investigate why it went. I was going to go check out why the light was still on in the other room. That's why I ran, because I wanted to see why the light was on.
Of course. Of course.
Let's see, if I had Aiden down there, he would have fought it for me. I'm just saying.
You would have flying kicked his ass.
Oh, he absolutely would.
I got that translate to work for me. I got it to work for me. And Nick, just getting back to you when you were saying about the shadows, where people were seeing the
apparition, yeah.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go potty. I'll be right back.
Have fun.
You take your time. Up in the north of Ireland in Shane's Castle, where I first started off, and it's I don't know if anyone ever watched the Games of Thrones. They filmed up there, and they had all the props down in the tunnels. So Shane's Castle, it is a castle, but it's very ruined, so you don't investigate it. It's tunnels underneath the ground. Even graves are above you. It is huge. It is long. It is wide, and there's vaults on each side. And I remember myself and one of the team members were late getting up one night. And so we were sitting in the car. The team was down in the tunnels, and the canteen was locked where we would set up. We were sitting outside, and I've been doing this location about 6-7 years, something like that. And so, we know the place, we're kind of a little bit apprehensive, but that's how you do when you go to location. So we're sitting there, and then I had looked out, obviously, looking around. I'm sitting in the car and whatnot. And then the toilet area is outside, and the lights are on. So the male toilets are here, and the female toilets are here. And I had seen this solid black figure walking from right to left. You could see the side profile of the head, the nose, the chin, the neck, the shoulders, right down to the waist. Solid black, just going across. And I had said nothing to my friend, trying to kind of rationalize in my mind, dissect in my mind what I had just seen. And then about 5 seconds later, she said to me, "Oh my God, Jenny, did you just see that?" And I'm like, what did you see? She goes, "I seen a waist and legs walking by." So I seen the top half, and she seen the bottom half of this figure walking by. And it was, and we had nothing set up because we're in the car waiting for the team to come up. Nothing set up, but you saw it. You saw it. You saw it. And there's no taking away of. I always say this. I wish we could have projectors on our brain. No, maybe in the future we could have projectors on our brain. Imagine if we did. Half the people would know exactly what we think of them. But you could have I know, right? You could have projectors in your brain when you're talking about a story or something that happened. They could see it on the wall, exactly what your brain is seeing of the story that you're telling. I know that sounds a little AI and totally in the future. I have no doubt it will happen. You heard it here first.
Probably.
Let's wait for Elon Musk. He wants to put implants in that so they know what we are thinking and doing and watching.
I can easily tell people exactly what I'm thinking, but I haven't that chip in my mind. I don't need a chip.
Like I said, people don't need those chips. Trust me.
I know.
Trust that. Jen, she don't need some. She'll tell you.
I will.
Yes.
There's a saying there, something like, if you want something sugar coated, go get a donut. If you want a sugar coated, go get a donut, because there's no sugar coating with me. I'll say it nicely. Here. Right? We'll say it nicely. My fire's lit and my face is so red. We'll say it nicely, but I'll probably sprinkle a little bit of sugar on it, but not a lot. Not a lot. Just a little bit. Just to take the edges off, just a little bit. Don't ask me, please, for that.
Yeah,
It's dangerous if you
a
do
little bit.
It's supposed to be like
that. Huh?
should just be able to say what they want to say.
Exactly.
Are
Exactly.
doing
Exactly, with the little snowflakes. I'm going to do this Google Translate here now with me, and I tell you. Oh no, I'm not doing that. Okay, hold on. Let me see.
Nah, I'm not doing that. Ooh.
Now I'm playing around with it.
Is it working?
No, it did work in one or two of them, but there's one or two that's taken its time to work for me. But
What are you drinking, Mary?
Rivella.
Oh, okay. I was just
A
curious.
little bit strange, but it's yummy.
In the future, we will no longer have bodies like we do now. Thank God, because I'm tired of being small. I'm just
be
saying.
a giant in the next life.
Dude,
what is your full height?
what?
What is your height?
Oh,
No, I'm asking. What is
Don't ever ask a man his height.
I already know what it is. I've seen it for myself.
I am 71 inches, which would be 5'1".
Okay, I'm only 5'5". I'm small. I'm 5'5".
No, you're tall, Jenny.
Huh?
Listen, if there
You're
is an
tall.
afterlife, and I do come back, and if I'm short again, I am going to be pissed. I'm just saying.
What's wrong with 5.1? What's wrong with that?
All good things come in
Everything.
small packages,
No,
right?
your body doesn't need more height to be perfect.
No.
I was just thinking to myself. Scott, do you watch Family Guy, right? Do you ever?
Yeah, I'm Stewie.
I always think of I always like those certain funny segments, like when it comes to Joe, who's always in a wheelchair, and every time he's like in some new life or something, his legs are always broken.
Yep. Growing up, I was really athletic, but once I got to like high school, being this height and being good at sports doesn't matter.
Yeah.
What?
It really didn't. So, because you're not going to get on the basketball team, and I was really good at basketball, but I wasn't tall enough. I was really good at football, but at what I weighed was not going to happen because I'm a tiny guy. So, and do not ask me what I weigh because I will not tell you.
What do you weigh?
I wasn't planning on it.
Light. I am light.
I went into the hospital last week and I had to get on the scales, and I'm like, no. And he goes, you must get on the scales. No, I don't.
Well, let me ask you this: do you go by pounds or do you go by kilograms? What do you go by?
We go by
Kilograms.
We go by stone.
Stone.
Ireland. Yeah.
Stone.
Yeah. Well, I didn't even Google because they did kilograms when they weighed me, and I was like, okay, I kind of peeked down over my boobs. I had to peek down because I couldn't see the weighing scales because of these.
Okay.
Peek down and see what it was.
So, in kilograms, I am basically 49.9 kilograms.
That was the weight of my last big dog I had.
So,
my dog was.
Are you kidding?
My dog was 49 kilos. My look, my face is going red. I'm so hot.
So in stone, I am 7.
I am horribly Jealous. You're 7
So-
stone.
Yeah.
I
So in American, we go by pounds, and I weigh about 110 pounds.
Yep.
Wow. You know, I could sit
So-
in there. I could sit in there and squash it.
Like, so like I said, when I say I'm tiny, I am a tiny guy.
Yeah.
So, but I love who I
Now,
am.
now I see an image in my head because
Yeah, sexy,
you
isn't it?
weigh. Yeah, here it's coming. You're 110 pounds. I see you hanging behind your motorcycle like a flag.
Dude, if I rap on that, if I roll, oh, it puts me back. It puts me back in the seat. I'll be like, ooh. But I love it. I love it. I love
Yeah,
it.
I'm gonna
I know.
what I seen on the scales last week, and I'm thinking those scales are very wrong. If they're wrong, I like them. But I'm never going to tell you what it was because you don't ask a lady what her weight is. So. No, I just looked it up, and no, you can ask me, but you'll never get an answer. Holy,
That's all right.
oh, but Jesus, oh my gosh. Oh, fuck. I'm sorry. I
think that pretty much tells us what the answer would probably be.
listen. I'm no, just no. You know what? But looking at, oh my God, look at my face is getting better now with the stress of it. Holy crap!
I know the feeling. That's happened to me with my weight, so I know the feeling for it.
Oh, that's crazy.
You have to take some things into consideration, though.
Yeah.
I've got them.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you can't base everything on just weight. I'm just saying.
They are real. They are there. They are present. I blame these.
Yes.
There you go.
I blame these because what I
Problem solved.
Listen, there is nothing on this tiny body that I can blame. I'm just saying.
What I just seen, if my dogs were behind me lying on the couch, I would have thrown my phone away. How dare you?
Okay.
Google, oh my God. Because I see
my love, Elise.
The number looked low, but when I looked it up in stone, no. Just
Unfortunately,
no.
the boss said it's time for dinner, so I'm going to have to jump off.
What are you having for dinner?
Spaghetti.
Nice.
I like spaghetti. See, I did shopping today and I was like, I'm hungry. Do you know what I do when I go shopping when I'm hungry? I go to the hot. Well, I do, because I go to the hot deli counter and I get some like chicken or like potato cubes or whatever, just a munch so I don't buy shit that I don't need.
Yeah.
Well, and everything is like, no, I'm going on a no carb thing. I'm going on a take my carbs. I'm taking carbs off everything that I eat. Everything, carbs, everything. And a lot of my takeaways will send me, good luck cards and, farewell, Jenny. You won't be ordering from us for a while. And it's, when you just, life takes over and you just kind of like you hibernate and you don't go out and you stop doing what you need to do. I've done all of that. I've done all of it. And then when I have just seen what I put in kilos on my phone, which I don't like right now, that's a big shocker what I just seen. So
well, it's that time of year when the weather gets cold, we have more tendency to hibernate, stay inside, use less energy. But as soon as the weather starts warming up and your body becomes more active. So.
And I'll even admit too, I mean, it's like not only just that feeling of hibernate, I mean, even just your daily routines of like doing stuff like around the house, you just don't feel like you want to. Even still, I'm kind of been feeling that. And in my case too, even though I'm trying to really get back into it, there's just times I think, you know what, I'll work on this tomorrow, or when tomorrow arrives. Like example is I've been struggling to get back into doing getting back into repair my audiobooks and of course making new slideshows for Nick files.
Yeah.
You just don't feel like you want to do it.
Nope. I get it.
Yeah.
So But thank you guys so much.
Oh, Scott, we love you.
I love you guys.
Yes. We have you the next time again.
Yes, same bat time, same bat channel.
Yes.
Same crap.
Same crap. So I hope you all have a wonderful evening. and a
You
great
too.
week. And if you guys get bored, you know where I'll be on tomorrow night, except for some of you, because I know it's kind of late for you. But
I'm always.
Yeah.
Hey, I always try. I tune in at least for a few minutes.
you do, and I absolutely appreciate it. And I'm very humbled to be on this podcast, to be in the presence of such amazing people, and I absolutely mean that. So,
Oh, bless your heart.
Thank you.
Especially after with that 100th episode of 13th Dimension from last week, that was phenomenal.
It's very overwhelming. So, thank
That
you
was
guys
a
so
great
much.
show.
So, love you guys.
Enjoy.
Have a great dinner.
I'm going to go. I'm going to put on a half a pound. You know. Bye.
Give you a stone in the wall. Good night. We'll talk to you later. Oh my God. Don't.
I was trying to look what I weigh in stone. Well, almost 9.
Oh, I'm not telling you what I am. Never. Never.
Good try.
I'm
100
shocked.
pounds heavier than
I-
Scott.
Huh?
I'm almost 100 pounds heavier than Scott is.
I
100 pounds?
Almost 100 pounds heavier. So he is 110. I am
210.
210.
210. Oh, I need to. Oh, let me check what I. Okay. Oh, listen, you know when you Google something.
You don't want to know what you weigh in pounds?
You know when you.
Even I have the idea I'm heavy.
You know when you Google something and then Google has that voice that you have checked in at blah 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 kilos, what it is in pounds, and so I turned my volume down just in case. Oh gosh. Jesus, take the wheel. And
She's going to mute her microphone.
I'm going to predict that already. That's what's going to happen.
There we go. The mic is muted. Do you want me to translate it? Anyone?
Actually, do you know what? I muted myself ready for something to come out, but I'm so shocked. I actually had nothing to say. The only thing which is very unusual. And the only thing that I think the only thing that came to my mind was lettuce. And I baby carrots and a hummus and lime dip. So I could. Now, last night I was saying to Jacqueline, last night when I was in bed, I think I had stressed it, which I don't know. I don't do what I do. I don't stress. Look at me. I don't stress you. I swear to God, I don't stress eat. Look at my chin. Look at everything. But I stressed it last night. But this here, okay. No. Fuck that shit. No. But you know when you have to see the numbers, because I am anti-weighing scales. When there was a time when I did my Fitness for Life back about 4 years ago. Oh, I could go into a shop, see what I like, buy it, and that's it. Now, Oh my God, no. Now it's kind of like, okay. And I was talking to a woman last week in the hospital, and she goes, oh, and I was saying, like, I joked before saying to my friends, if you were a season, what would you be? And my twin said, she would be spring. She's like, light and airy. I said, airy. You got that one right, Vicky. Sorry, Vicky. But and bright and blooming. And I said, I'm winter. I'm dark and I'm miserable. But, and then the lady that I was talking to, she was lovely. God bless her. She said, Jenny, I could listen to you all day. And I'm like, really? Would you really? Because we were all going in for a procedure to be done. I'll tell you what we had done. We had a colonoscopy done that morning. And I've never seen a room of the most scared people I've ever seen in my life in a waiting room of having a colonoscopy done. Let me tell you, sedation, always go for it. It was the best thing I've ever taken was the sedation. It was great. But this woman was like, I was afraid, she was afraid, and so on and so on. And then I'm like 8 o'clock in the morning, 8:30 in the morning, and, having a banjo, talking to everyone. And the guy said to me, go down there to room 35. And I said, is that the bar? It was just kind of like, I was kind of giddy, but not giddy and scared. And she was saying, you're not winter, Jenny, you're not winter, And I said, I like winter. I love winter. I do. I love winter. Summertime, I like summer. I love the birds in the summertime. I love that. The brighter evenings just shows how dirty my windows are, that I have to go out and clean them, and I don't want to do that. I can just see my windows are fucking dirty, that I have to go and wash them. I'm like, oh my God. Winter is so much because you do less work with your windows. But we had great crack, great banter, and my dog is snoring, even she fine.
Hope, yeah.
Hope. She's in there in a bed that looks like a shark, and has a mouth open, and Hope's halfway in it, so half her body's out, so the shark looks like it's eating her.
That's awesome.
And then you have this lot here. They're all like they all have. They're so spoiled. There's a few dogs there, and you watch this. Okay, Harley. Should you go, Harley? Hello.
I'm coming. Wait a minute. There we go.
Hello. She just popped her head up, bless her heart. She just pops her head up. Hello. And then we have Rosa down here. Rosa, you want to talk to Mama? Let's do your first video. Come on, Rosa. So these are all my little raptors. Raptors. They're lovely. And they're all rescue dogs, which are great. They're all rescue dogs. Awesome. She was
yes.
Rosa, this little blue Merle, she was very nervous. I know. I love you too. Do you want to go down? I love you too. Good girl. I know. And then we have Harley, who's like my little shadow. Bless her heart. She's a lovely girl. Love you. I always put lipstick on them every time I leave the house. It's always lipstick on them.
Lipstick on them.
I do. I put lipstick on all my dogs when I leave the house. I do. I always do. Bless them.
My dogs have crayons on them every summer.
Huh?
My dogs used to have crayon on them.
No, little Harley, who has no eyebrows. I was thinking of sticking some eyebrows on her. I swear to God, I'm gonna do it. And I know many years ago, and some woman wanted me to train her dog because I work in rescue, and she wanted me to train her aggressive dog. And can I take the dog up to my house? Because I had 5 dogs, right? 2 of them are large breeds. Can I take this aggressive dog up to my home and train her dog? And I'm like, yeah, no problem. I didn't do that because I'm not having your dog and threaten my dog in my home and so on. And then there's one Christmas when I had the dogs at the fireplace and I had the Santa hats on them and so on and so on. And she goes, that's animal cruelty. And I'm like, yeah, animal cruelty. Yeah, okay, arsehole. Animal cruelty. I'm like, I work in rescue. All of my dogs are rescue dogs. I'm a dog groomer. I'm studying animal psychology, and I'm cruel for putting a Santa hat on a dog. So because my dogs look miserable when I put the hats on, and they do look miserable. I know my poor baby Zach. He hated the hats on him, but it was like a 5-second picture. but she wanted me to take her dog into my home and train her dog. That you didn't do yourself. When it was a baby, you just wait until because you became an asshole to your dog, and then your dog is becoming dog aggressive and non-socialized. But it's okay. Bring them up to my house, and I'll do it for free. No. So all my dogs are rescued, and the funny thing is, and my dogs are trained. They're trained to ignore me. When ignore me. They are so spoiled. I am the preacher. I am not the teacher to my animals. To other people's, yes. It's people get these certain breeds of dogs and so on and say, I've got this dog, got that dog. And I'm like, yeah, you're really sure you want to get that dog? Yeah, I have this dog. And now it's like, ring, ring, Jenny, this. And I'm like, and they did. And I'm kind of like, okay, that's all I'm saying, because I know they probably watch this show, and I'm not saying anything.
Well, they know you. They probably know what you're thinking.
Yeah. They. Yeah. I say nothing. It's not so and the colors are beautiful. Let's get this dog because it looks beautiful.
Yep.
Yeah.
Do you know how they work?
Yeah.
Oh, you don't know how they work. So it's okay. I've got 5 small dogs. It's okay. So as I walked in yesterday, and I took the smallest Chihuahua that you've seen there, Hurley, and I took her out walking with me, and many times I've had to defend Chihuahuas. You can't, every dog, because I'm a dog groomer, every dog can be an arse. It depends. Every dog can be an arse. It depends. It always depends. Definitely, no matter what the breed is. And I have seen many breeds throughout my years of working with animals and rescue and grooming and whatnot. And I'm not even going to name the breeds that are arseholes. I'm not even going to name the West Highlands, Yeah. I'm not going to name those breeds that are absolute arseholes. And so I'm defending Chihuahuas all the time. And I was out walking with Harley, the little one that you just seen. And I'm walking and I'm talking to a guy, and then some guy is walking by with his lovely Cocker Spaniel. And my dog thinking like, oh, I'll take you on. I'll fucking take you on. I'm going to take you on. I'm going to take you on. Because this dog wants to come over and meet Harley and play with my dog. And my dog's like, yeah, come on, roll him up, bitch. We're going in. Roll him up. And this little like 2 kilo, 2 pound, 2 kilo, 2 something, nothing. It's like, roll him up. Don't stand beside my mom. Roll your sleeves up. I'll take it down in 2 seconds. I'll take it down. And me being, yeah. And I'm like, sorry. And all I say is, it's a Chihuahua. It's a Chihuahua. And then I'd have these people like ankle biters or little rat catchers or ankle biters or ratty dogs. I have 3 Chihuahuas. They're lovely dogs. They're lovely, lovely dogs. I know them. They love everybody, like everybody, apart from Hope. She'll take you in. Hope will take you down in 2 seconds, even though she's a little. She's white, she's long haired, but she's like a fluffy cloud, and she snores. And she loves me, and she loves everyone. If she sits beside me and you're going to pick her up, she's side eye you. She has the tongue sticking out on one side of her face, her snag tooth is sticking out, and she will side eye you. Like, I'll take you down too. She's like a turtle when she's lying on her back. She has to roll. She has to roll over, but she'll take you down if she had to. I tell you now, she'll draw your blood. Oh, that's my dogs. The shark has gotten her somewhere in that corner. She's in that thing. The shark has gotten her, and that's why she's. Bless her.
Oh my God.
We're gonna finish the live because we've been over 1.5 hours already.
Yes.
We've been on for a while.
An hour and 45 minutes now.
Yeah.
Time flies.
Nice.
Yeah, really does.
Yeah, especially when you're having fun.
I know.
Without a shadow of a doubt. Yeah.
Absolutely.
So everybody, we want to thank you all for watching. For the viewers that are still here, thank you for watching. Join us again next month. We will share the dates because I can't remember the dates anymore.
Somewhere the 7th, I think.
If you say so.
Yeah, probably. Somewhere around then.
Next month, new show, Paranormal Mischief, with probably the same panel members. Maybe Wayne. It depends on.
Yeah.
Yes. And we had some spares, so
Of
we
course.
see who is coming on.
Yes.
Nick will be later.
I wasn't that late. I was only gone. I was just not there for like the first
10 minutes. It was 10 minutes. So that was good.
Yeah, Nick time.
You're getting.
Yeah, it's starting to spread about Nick time.
Yes. He wants a special entry.
All right, everybody. I'm gonna thank you all, and we will see you in the next one.
Good night. Thank
Bye,
you.
everyone.
Good night.
Thanks for watching. We hope you liked the video. If you did, don't forget to like and subscribe.